So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So we have the official information ahead of the Log and Kid versus Big Mom Super Sugo Fest. So let's do a small recap of the news, and we can start with the news we can't see, because there are always some stuff we can learn from all of the stuff that gets added. The thing that concerns me the most is the fact that we have no new Grand Voyage announced. Like, if we follow the Grand Voyage schedule, we should have got one last month, but obviously we didn't. We got a Blitz instead. So we thought we were going to get the Grand Voyage now, especially since we're getting a Super Power Rumble, since Grand Voyage and Super Power Rumble are usually together. But Grand Voyage is always announced together with the batch. So even if Grand Voyage wouldn't be for a few weeks, it will still be announced. But as you can see, it's nowhere to be found. So we have to wait and see what's up with that. Maybe they skip it again, which will be incredibly unfortunate in my opinion. Especially since stuff like Arena are not regular anymore. But yeah. Another thing we can think about is, when will the final Super Sugo Fest of this celebration be? When we most likely are getting Kaido. And if you look at the gem sales, we see that it lasts a full month, which sounds weird since, like let's say if the treasure map is the next Super Sugo Fest, usually they'd reset this gem sale for the treasure map. But there is one celebration that always has its own gem sale, and that's the Kizuna. So most likely the next part of the Super Sugo Fest is going to be for the upcoming Super Boss Kizuna. So look forward to Kaido dropping around then. So we're getting a few events to enjoy this batch. We got some new ships and level limit break added. I'll cover that in a separate video. We got login bonuses that are pretty standard. Grand Party looks pretty standard as well. The buffs are all centered around Big Mom, which is the better one of the new units in Grand Party, but not better than Gear 5 at all. Parking Adventure announced where we're getting this new Otama unit, which doesn't have any support, and the special seed reduction, paralysis, special bind reduction, healing, and can give color affinity. So you do have that pretty rare seed reduction plus special bind reduction. She even has fear, so this Otama can see some play because of that, because there's not many units in the game that has this combo. We're talking like maybe 10 units, so it's a pretty valuable combination to have. Like, a few times of year they do use this combination in new content. Okay. As for the Super Sugo news, well, there's not much really surprising here. We know that part 1, all legends, and then part 2 and 3, more limited pools. But the question is, of course, what can you get on each part? So that's what we're going to look at. And as you see, they're going to drop one by one. So part 3 should drop together with the start of the Pirate King Adventures. Yep. So that makes perfect sense. And if we look a bit at the pools, like, the steps will be the same as for the Gear 5 celebration. But on part 1, we'll be able to pull 2 Super Sugo Fest units, because for this part, both new legends are Super Sugo Fest. This is actually pretty unique. Outside of Anniversary Super Sugo Fest and like New Year, we usually only get one Super Sugo Fest per part, but instead they usually do it that we have a few more parts, and we get one Super Sugo Fest on one Sugo, and then another later, stuff like that. But yeah, 2 on 1, and we had one before in Gear 5 Luffy, and we'll probably get Kaido later, so this is going to be the Super Sugo Fest celebration with the most Super Sugo Fest ever, so we're talking like 4 total, which is no small number. Personally speaking, I'm happy that Ulti Black Maria is boosted. Note the word boosted. All of these legends will have lower rate than if they were on a normal part, just because there are so many legends in total. Since we're talking every normal legend and every Super Sugo Fest legend. And remember, this looks better than it is. Like, the odds of pulling any particular Super Sugo Fest legend here is very low. If you do further multis in part 1, you are not likely to get any specific Super Sugo here. You're likely to get some Super Sugos, but who knows who that are. Maybe you want Super Tandem Zoro dupes, you might as well get a Law or a Kid that released several years ago instead. Like, you can't control that, so good to know that these have the same rates as V1 Whitebeard basically. So although Legends and Super Sugos, same rate, the only ones who have a bit higher are the boosted here. And the new Super Sugos, Law, Kid and Big Mom should be 0.25% rate each, 0.5% rate together. So basically as big chance to pull them as on part 2 and 3, but there you can only pull one of them, of course. So if you only want one of them, you have a bigger chance of getting them there. There's also a limited pool step for the final multi 30. Before, this was usually 4 Super Sugos with basically equal chance of getting any of them. And now they've expanded it to 7 though, so yeah, there was some speculation that since we're getting 2 Super Sugos, we usually don't get that. Maybe they make the multi 30 a bit better, maybe we have like 50% chance of getting a new legend, but no, they look like they are adjusting it due to that. So probably going to be like 30% chance to get Law Kid or Big Mom, so not super likely, but a bit higher than getting the others. So, well, at least the legends you can get are pretty decent, but yeah, part 1 still a gamble. I'll probably go with the gamble myself, but yeah, in the end it's a gamble, so if you get screwed over, it's basically on you. You can't really complain later, you know what you get yourself into. As for part 2, that's the Law and Kid part. Law and Kid together with Super Tandem Nami is pretty cool. We're talking 2 of the 3 best Super Tandem legends in the game. I basically settled on Law Kid being definitely behind Nami and Zoro, but still pretty good, especially for Sai now. They are probably the best in general, since they combine so well with Gear 5 Luffy. But the thing is that Nami kind of combos really well with Gear 5 Luffy too, so. But yeah, if you don't have any Super Tandem Legend Max and you have the possibility then doing 30 multis in part 2, might be a good gamble just to try and get Law Kid or Nami Max, like you never know with RNG. But it also means that you might as well pull no Nami, but you might pull 5 Nami Usopp. Like, you never know, like they have the same rate, but it's always RNG in the end. As for the rest of the pool, like personally speaking, I have everything. All those stuff is level 150. Yeah, sorry, still a bit bad in the throat. So I'd only be pulling for Law Kid and Nami personally. I need one more Nami dupe. So I prefer to pull part 1 and not having to pull on part 2. And a bit similar for part 3 because I got all of these max, so part 3 in general is really good. But for me personally, not that good since I have everything maxed basically. But yeah, like Big Mom, super good, Sanji, super good, Shanks, pretty damn good, Luffy crew, pretty damn good. Like, these are good legends to own, and potentially Rainbow if possible. So yeah, they usually put all the good stuff in part 3, but this time part 3 also has a Super Sugo Fest debut, and probably the best of them, so this is going to be one of the more high value Sugos you'll find in Super Sugos. In general, I do think they need to start expanding how many Super Sugos you can pull on these parts. Like, 4 is becoming a joke, I'd say. It should be at least 6, I'd say, personally. But yeah, that's the news we have, basically. As said, I'll probably YOLO on part 1 and hope my luck is better this time. But yeah. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.